Hello gang, and welcome to Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest, and also most intergalactic and cosmic action figure video podcast. And today we're going back to the well with the action figure reviews. First up is Highwarden Slogg from Mythic Legions, aka Cosmic Legions 4 Horsemen Studios. Way too many names for me to get them all right, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the big bad from the first wave, book 1 of Cosmic Legions. This is a figure that I have been waiting so long to get my hands on him, and now that I finally have, does he live up to the hype? Well, we're going to find out right now. So Highwarden Slogg, I think it has been a journey of about 4 years, if not more, to finally get this guy in hand. Also, I have no idea what my green screen is going to do to this guy. He's probably going to entirely vanish, but what the heck, we'll carry on regardless. I remember when Cosmic Legions was teased, and then a few months later it was revealed. Then we had the Kickstarter for a year. Then I was out of the country when these arrived. Add 2 more years, I'm finally back and I've got him in hand, and this was the one I was most looking forward to purely because of the aesthetics. I think he just looks so fun. You know me. I love my action figures that are big, chunky, and just kind of badass. And that's what this guy is. We're going to break it down with the design, the sculpt, the paint, the articulation, all that kind of stuff. But just for the initial judgment, just looking at this guy straight off the bat, he gets a high score, man, because I just love the look. First of all, anything in a dome type space helmet, it's just fun. I love seeing, and this might sound weird, but I love seeing a thing in a thing with action figures, because it just feels like there's more to it. There's more going on. You can pop this off and there's something inside. Whether it's Marvel Legends Mysterio with their head inside or anything else like that, it just feels a bit more high-end, and I really, really love that. And then just with the size of this guy, the girth and the heft of him, he dominates the shelf that he's on. Whatever shelf he's on, he dominates it. And I really, really have so much time for that, because I don't want a whole bunch of clutter. I want shelf fillers. And this is what that's there. Can't even get my words out. You don't see this rubbish on D-Amazing. That's what this guy does. He dominates the shelf and just stands his ground and looks so cool. He's heavy. He is a heavy, hefty, chonky boy. You could do some damage with this thing. Whatever you do, don't have him on a shelf that's like over your reading chair, because if he drops off, you're gonna know about it. Alright, this isn't like a Mayfek Spider-Man, okay? You're going to be going to the ER if this guy falls on your head. So, it's worth the risk though. Because if you want to have this guy on your shelf up high, it's worth it, because you want people to see him. Because he's just so bright, bold, and colourful. And that's what I love. So let's start from the top and work our way down with the design of the figure. First of all, the space helmet is lovely. It's a little not clear. It's a little cloudy, so obviously when it's on, you do lose a lot of the detail in the face, but it's kind of fun too, because it adds a bit of mystery to the character. So we'll pop this off for the rest of the review so we can see him. And we have the face that only a mother could love. So Highwarden Slogg, he's the prison warden, obviously, of this intergalactic prison, and he's a mean mama jamma. He's never in a good mood because he's suffering from this horrible disability he has, where he has to wear this containment suit that feeds him moisture. So he's always in pain, he's always in a bad mood, and both his face sculpts will attest to that. I've got the more animated one on here because I love my more animated faces. I think this might have been a Kickstarter goal, this second head, and I'm so glad we hit it, because it's so much fun. The open mouth shows the detail that you get with 4 Horsemen Studios figures, because the amount of paint detail just going on in here, it's so intricate and itty-bitty. Each one of his little spiky needle teeth doesn't just have the teeth bone color, but it fades down darker to the red gums, and then all the paint inside his mouth looks kind of like Audrey too, but it goes deep, like his mouth goes deep into his head, and they really just get on in there. I don't know what the painting techniques are, but they're very impressive. Similarly with the eyes as well, or just the eye, no offense. It's lovely. It's neat. It's clean. It's the black, the yellow, the red. Really looks living. And then the wonderful scar over this other one. I'm sure the Four Horsemen guys are such nerds for their lore, in a good way. I'm sure there's a storyline as to who gave him that scar and why. But I just love all the character that it has with this. And then the generic head is really great too. So not as animated, but really gets over the character of Highwarden Slogg with the just grumpy ass looking face. Just a mean mama jamma. Like, you're not going to go up to him and ask for any favors. Or if you do and he grants it, you know you're not going to want to do whatever it is that he wants in return, because he's just he's like a bad guy, a classic bad guy. Reminds me of Baron Greenback from Danger Mouse. So with the rest of the head, the sculpting is just gorgeous. This whole figure, chef's kiss. With the amount of lines and details, it just looks like a living reptilian kind of head. And if you want to talk about details, oh my god, can we talk about details for a minute? The rest of this containment suit here, just breathtaking. One thing that I will say, though, also is, like, it's all one solid piece. Like, there's no sort of, like, separate pipes that kind of move around, or there's nothing that moves independently. It's all one solid bit of kit. So it would have been nicer if there was, like, some separation of some things. It felt more like a functional, real suit. But no, it's a big old block of plastic. But it looks the business too. The amount of details with all the little rivets and pins and screws and valves and dials, it's a labor of love. So the Four Horsemen guys must have had so much fun sculpting, planning, prepping, and putting this dude together. And then with the paint job that goes over it here, I'll kind of do paint and sculpt together, I guess. You know, I don't have much form and function to my reviews. I love that we've got this wonderfully metallic copper here, and then the pipes that go next to it have almost more of a material kind of feel to them. Almost a bit like a fire hose. Like, they feel like different types of material, which I really appreciate because it feels real. It feels like an actual spacesuit, basically. And then going down to whatever this contraption is on his groin, I guess. No wonder he's in a bad mood. It must take forever just to go to the bathroom. The little buttons and dials add more fun and color. And there's just world building. I tell you what, it's like a good movie. Show, don't tell. This is world-building storytelling by showing, not telling. You could have a huge big write-up on the side of the box, which they do, but also just everything about this figure, everything that's carved and sculpted into it, tells you the story of the character. And I really, really dig that. You can glean so much about him from just looking at how he's dressed and how he's put together. Speaking of that, he's got this contraption here as well, which is really fun. Of course, he's got his gripping hands and his fists, so the gripping hands could have a gun, but also he's the warden. He's not a soldier. So instead of trying to, fight off prisoners, he's got this contraption here that monitors his own vitals. Because again, with his backstory, he needs to keep his moisture levels up and all that kind of thing. So it's got a great little fun readout here on the screen showing Warden Slogg. And it's got, of course, it's all written in some other imaginary language, but it's just fun little bits of, again, world-building detail. Then with the different coloured buttons and dials and things, just brings it more to life. And I love the little cable that goes from the back here into the back of his spacesuit. So you have like the logic of how it attaches and gives him his readout and probably tells him how many steps he's done and how many calories he's burned. He's got a little Fitbit on here somewhere as well. I mean, hey, when you're this portly, you gotta watch your figure. Going further down, this is where he does arguably kind of lose a few points. He doesn't have much in the way of articulation. He's a lot like an old Select figure. Think your Select Juggernaut or Abomination. So there's no... I was about to say, there's no waist swivel. Yeah, except for the waist swivel. Brilliant, Dave. Genius. Well, at least I noticed. So he does have a complete waist swivel. So that's actually pretty good right there. Then also, he's got the maneuverability in the shoulders as well. Not much in the way of the elbows, because I think they don't want to break up the very nice sculpt. So you're not going to put double jointed elbows on something that's so thick. It wouldn't really work. But again, like, what are you What are you articulating his arms for all that much? He doesn't need to move around a huge amount, so I think that's kind of fine. And then going down to the legs, you've got the maneuverability at the hips, but then nothing in the knees. The knees are just sculpted in this digitigrade kind of form. But then you do have the maneuverability in the feet. The ankles, they can pivot and rock, so you can angle him about a little bit and twist him around, even more so, now that I know you can twist him at the waist. I should really be more thorough with these inspections before doing the review. But the reason I've launched into the review so quickly is because I was so excited to show him off, because I just really love this guy. Then with the rest of the paint job on his skin, they've done what I assume is a dry brush to give a bit of grey on top of the green, really bring it to life, and even little itty-bitty details, like his toenails here. They're all chipped and jagged and just look gnarly. I mean, can you imagine this poor guy trying to clip his toenails? Not an easy thing to do. And then similarly, all the different detail on the back, the piping. And again, you can see how paint and sculpt can give the impression of different materials. So we've got the wonderful, smooth, metallic pipe type material, and then this more materialistic fabric strap going around here. Again, with all the little textures of the spacesuits. So much to love on this guy. Really, really dig him. Let's give him a grade. So, as a final grade for Cosmic Legions Highwarden Slogg, I'm going to give this guy 4 out of 5 stars with a boom seal of model behavior. You don't need to get 5 stars to get that seal of model behavior. You just need to be a badass action figure that sparks a whole lot of joy in my heart. And folks, that does it for my review of Highwarden Slogg. Why didn't he get 5? Well, I don't know. You could have included maybe some more accessories. There could have possibly been some more sculpting. Or hey, if they'd had some other kinds of material, some mixed media in there. Again, I gotta be mean. I gotta give you something to shoot to, Four Horsemen Studios. But dang it, as a crown jewel for the first wave of the Cosmic Legions, absolutely dig this guy. So, folks, thank I'm not going to redo that. Thank you very much for watching. What do you think of the Cosmic Legions figures? Do you collect them yourselves? Do you want to get more of them after seeing this review? If you do, then tell Four Horsemen Studios, and maybe they'll start sending me things to review for free. That's right, Dorklair. I'm coming for your throne, pal. I don't stand a chance. He's way too good. But I enjoy doing what I do. So, gang, I hope you enjoyed watching this. And until next time, keep displaying model behavior.